From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening. Tasmanians have had their first look at the $700 million Macquarie Point Stadium, with design concepts released today. With the world's largest timber roof, it's eye-catching, but it hasn't won over sceptics.
Billed as uniquely Tasmanian, the designs for the Macquarie Point Stadium are finally here.
When you're sitting in the stadium, you'll know that you're in Hobart. You'll have views to the mountain, you'll have views to the cenotaph. You will know that you're in Tasmania.
23,000 seats as planned. There's also a 1,500-person function room and single continuous concourse. But its centrepiece is the world's largest timber and steel stadium roof, covered in a translucent material called ETFE.
It's quite unique in that it allows the full UV spectrum pretty much through, a very important consideration for the grass to grow. So it's very clearly the most appropriate material, incredibly lightweight.
One of the critical features of this design is keeping the edges of the stadium down as low as possible. And that's really important for the impact it has and the experience they have in the space around it.
The visual impact has been a key concern. The stadium's outer lip will be 22 metres high, rising to 51 metres in the centre. The images released today don't include views from the cenotaph or Hobart waterfront.
This is clearly more PR than planning, and we continue to be deeply concerned.
It looks good, we're positive about it, but ultimately it's up to Jeremy Rockcliffe to deliver it on time and on budget as he committed.
The Mac Point Development Corporation CEO today confident it can be built by 2029 and to the $715 million budget.
Yeah, unique stadium. It won't be another concrete coliseum.
Stadiums are stadiums. I mean, nice that there's a roof, so if you're dead keen to go in this winter time.
The reviews, mostly positive. But as for whether it can win over a divided public...
It looks great. It doesn't really change my opinion on whether I personally think it should get built.
I could probably live with it a bit better than what I've seen so far, but I still don't like it.
But that hasn't rattled the government's confidence.
This project is not only going to be transformative for Macquarie Point, but also for Hobart and for Tasmania.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Labor has doubled down, calling for greater transparency about the impact of the state's impending Vacancy Control Committee. With concerns health jobs are on the chopping block, Tasmania's peak medical bodies say recruiting more staff should be the highest priority.
It's a familiar line when it comes to health.
This time next year there will be more doctors, there will be more nurses, there will be more paramedics on the front line of our health system.
But the impact of the government's Vacancy Control Committee and any potential job losses remains a mystery.
Obviously we know with the efficiency dividends that there's cuts coming to essential services in Tasmania in the budget, and what we're calling on is the government to be honest with Tasmanians about what they're actually cutting.
Labor stepping up its attack about the impact of potential cuts, but the AMA is concerned that won't solve the problem. The peak medical body focusing instead on recruiting and retaining junior doctors for 2025.
Let's get the staff we need to continue to provide 24/7 patient care.
And the million-dollar question, funding. After an RTI document revealed hundreds of underfunded jobs alongside unfilled nursing and midwifery positions.
If there's a funding shortfall, we need to start being honest with the public about what it is and what the plan is to address the funding shortfall, because we can't keep going on.
2,500 more health professionals since we came to government, and this time next year, from today, this time next year there will be more health professionals in our system on the front line.
But with the health budget so tight as the state spends hundreds of millions on a stadium, some are questioning its priorities.
Conversations about health and the crisis in health and conversations about a massive billion-dollar stadium. The irony of this will not be lost on many Tasmanians.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
A single vehicle crash on the southern outlet near Leigh this morning has police urging drivers to take care on dozens of icy wet roads across the state. There were around 50 roads impacted by ice or snow earlier today, from the Zeehan, Huon and Lyell highways to the southern outlet stretch between Hobart and Kingston. The latest updates are on the TasAlerts website. Those with a sweet tooth are eagerly celebrating one of their favourite days of the year, International Chocolate Day. And the brains behind La Trobe's iconic Choc Winterfest are busily cooking up the return of the town's tastiest event.
Meet Latrobe's Willy Wonka. The eccentric chocolatier is busy concocting chocolate creations, each bite pushing the sugary boundary.
I'll have a crack at anything, I'll do anything. If you say, I bet you couldn't do this, I'll bet you I can.
Adding a twist to his sweet production line, taking fruit bowl staples and turning them into guilt-free, freeze-dried delights.
Living up to my name with doing hemp balls and collagen balls and freeze-dried Christmas cake and, all sorts of interesting things.
A visit to this chocolate factory, just one of the 40 events spread across 29 venues on August 11, with the winter calendar staple offering a chock-a-block schedule.
A wonderful opportunity for many members of the family, no matter what their age, demographic. It's just a wonderful event.
Enticing sweet tooth for a heavenly hunt around Latrobe, organisers promising a wickedly delicious surprise around every corner.
Thousands of people come on that one day to experience all things chocolate, to enjoy the social aspect of it as well.
I can help make Latrobe, sweet heaven.
Out to prove Latrobe has the golden ticket to a chocoholic's heart. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
And a touch of magic has taken over the Northwest too, with the Latrobe Federal Band celebrating 100 years of Disney. The tribute concert paying homage to the House of the Mouse, entertaining a captivated audience with a songbook full of well-known classics, including The Little Mermaid. It's shaping up to be a milestone few months for the band as it prepares to mark its own 150th anniversary. As we heard earlier, the Australian basketball team is now locked in for Paris, and a crop of Tasmanian talent is suiting up for gold. Hobart's Alana Smith is headed for her second Olympics, selected as part of the Opal squad. And after much speculation, a Jack Jumpers dynamic duo has received the official Boomers call-up. Jack McVeigh and Will Magnay will both make their Olympic debut, while teammate Marjok Deng will suit up for South Sudan. Meanwhile, the Launceston Tornadoes have survived a nail-biting finish to snap their NBL1 losing streak. Up by 3 against Bendigo in the dying seconds, all the pressure was on their defence.
The clean from the corner is short, and I think time has expired. It's all over.
The Northwest Thunder cruised to an 11-point win over Bendigo's men, controlling the match from start to finish. It's been a bumper weekend for Tasmania's NBL1 teams after Hobart men and women both defeated Bendigo on Friday night.
Good evening. The overnight temperatures ranged from -11 last night at Lyowini to 7 degrees at King Island, with central and northern locations up to 7 degrees below average. 12 was the top in Burnie today, Devonport 11, 10 in Hobart, Launceston 9 degrees. 15 was the state's top today in Flinders Island, 9 across Grove and Lyowini, and 12 in St Helens. An extensive deck of low cloud across the north was seen today, with patchy low cloud in the southwest and far south. Further out, a thick cloud band with embedded thunderstorms are seen over most of the southern Northern Territory, Queensland and New South Wales. Tomorrow a high moves east over the Tasman, directing a warmer northeasterly airstream over Tasmania. North to northeasterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, reaching 30 knots in the west, swells up to 2.5 metres in the west and south and up to 1 metre in the north. A strong wind warning is current for the west coast and a road weather alert for most areas around the state for icy roads, making driving conditions dangerous. Tomorrow's forecast now: morning frost and sun across Hobart and Dover, 11 in Ouse. In the north, Launceston a shower or two, 14 in Devonport, showers in Scottsdale. Burnie tomorrow 14, Strawn becoming cloudy, showers increasing in Stanley. 15 across St Helens and Swansea, and 12 at Ross. Looking ahead to Tuesday now, areas of rain about the northwest and northeast, showers elsewhere. Wednesday showers statewide, more likely in the east, and Thursday showers statewide, more frequent about the north and west. Capital cities 21 and a possible shower in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide 16 and a late shower in Melbourne. And currently Hobart 6 and clear, Launceston partly cloudy and Devonport 9 and mostly cloudy. And Murph, it looks like we can finally get a break from the frost from Tuesday, replacing it with showers across the rest of the week.
So is that good news or bad news? I don't know, Jackie. I'm sick and tired of the heat pump conking out in the middle of the night, though. Thanks very much for that. That's all our news for now. Thanks for joining us. Camilla in the seat tomorrow night. Good night.